Hello there. This is Brona from the future. I just wanted to welcome you to a new series of me doing 75 hard. Currently, in my current state, I'm just after starting week two, but I just wanted to come back and start week one again, explaining what exactly is 75 hard, why am I doing it, all of those things. So, 75 hard is a program designed by a guy called Andy Frisella, and basically it's across the space of 75 days where you complete a list of activities. If you miss any of the activities within the 75 days, you have to start again, basically, so you failed, regardless of reason of why you didn't do the activity. If you don't do them, you fail. The whole point is that life gets hard and you should be able to do the things anyway once it's safe to do so, and even if it's not safe to do so, you still fail if you don't do it. This is actually an experience that I had. I did complete 75 hard last year when I was pregnant with my second child. I started it at week 20 of my pregnancy and I finished, I think it was week 37 or 38. And I was pretty much doing 75 hard for that whole journey, because on day, I think it was 41 or 42, we were on a ferry and there was a lot of bad weather issues and the outside was actually cordoned off, and one of the activities is an outdoor workout, so I could not do that and therefore I failed 75 hard. Even though it was completely beyond my control, there was nothing that I could do. I have recorded that whole journey, which is on my YouTube channel. There is a complete playlist there, so if you are interested in watching me doing 75 hard while pregnant and all the things that happened during that, please do go check out that playlist. I also have lots of other playlists to do with like food and different things. Like I've tried the carnivore diet, I've tried couch to 5k, I've tried lots of different things. So if you're interested at all, please do go and check those out. Okay, so very briefly, what are the activities that you have to do? Number one is probably the most easiest to forget because it's the smallest of the activities. It is to take a progress picture every single day. I believe this is here to really get you to think about the details and the really small things, because you tend to really focus on the bigger things. But yeah, it's a very easy one that people can easily fail on if you just forget to take your progress picture. Number two is a diet. So you pick a diet, any diet, doesn't matter what the diet is, but once you've picked it, you commit to it, and that's it for the 75 days. No cheats, no alcohol, just a diet, whatever that diet is, and it should be obviously to progress you and to make you feel better. It should be a good diet, but you choose what that diet is. This is a choose your own journey kind of program. The next activity is 2 workouts, and one of them has to be outdoors. They have to be at least 3 hours apart, and they are 45 minutes each. So 2 45-minute workouts, at least 3 hours apart, and one of them at least has to be outdoors. Again, you choose your own journey. When I was pregnant and I did this challenge before, it was always an outdoor walk and an indoor yoga session. That was it. This time around, I also have some weight workouts built in, but you choose your own journey. So whatever your capability is and your ability, you go with that. What else is there? Water. You need to drink at least a gallon of water a day. Plain water, nothing in it. Can't be seasoned, can't be flavored in any way. It just has to be plain water, a full gallon within the day. For me, a gallon is 4 litres. Some people will translate that to less than that, but I do 4 litres of water at least per day. You can drink whatever you want on top of that, so long as it's within your diet and it's not alcohol, but you have to have at least a gallon of plain water per day. And the last thing actually is, I was like, there's definitely something else, is 10 pages of a physical non-fiction book. Again, you choose what books you want to read, but you have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction physical book per day. So something that's going to help you evolve, whether it's a biography or a business book or a spiritual book or whatever it is, so long as it's non-fiction, you choose it. So that's it. Sounds pretty simple, to be honest. For me, I have done this before. I'm doing it now. I have 2 kids. I've got a 3-year-old. I've got a 1-year-old. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got my own business that I am building at the moment. I am breastfeeding still, even though my daughter is 16 months-ish. I've got drop off and pick up, I've got events with my business, I've got all of the different things that I'm trying to build this around. I've got a husband that I'm trying to feed, like all the different things. Everyone will have their own experience in terms of life and whether or not they feel that it can fit in for them. But yeah, let's see. It's always going to be different every time you try to do it. Andy Frisella does have an app, 75 Hard app. I've never got it, but basically to my knowledge it's just every single day it kind of gives you the activity, so it's easy for you to take them off. There's also a book that he wrote, so I read the book. Actually, it was an ebook. I read the book. It's interesting enough if you're going to start it from the very beginning. I read it after doing 75 Hard for like months on end, so it was still interesting because I'd heard so many people talking about it, but it wasn't that big of a deal for me. And he also has a podcast as well, and I have listened to a ton of his content in the past, so I'm very familiar with the program. But if you're interested in hearing more about it, there's loads of resources out there. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, here's to the next. I'm on week 2, next 7 weeks.
Hello everyone, it is Wednesday 24th September. It is coming up on 12 noon in the day, and it is day 1 of 75 Hard for the at least second time. I did it once before. If you haven't watched, I do have a whole playlist on it. I started it when I was 20 weeks pregnant on my second child, so I did have a almost 2-year-old, but 1.5-year-old. When I did it, I was 20 weeks pregnant, and I had to do it pretty much for 20 weeks, because, well, about 17-18 weeks of the rest of my pregnancy I was on 75 Hard. I did complete it, so I was very happy with that. I since then tried to do 75 Soft. I believe I failed that at some point. I can't fully remember, but I am now doing it again. I've got a 3-year-old, I've got a almost 18-month-old. It's very busy, and I'm looking forward to just seeing what happens, but there will be a lot of changes this time around. So first big change is I'm starting it on a Wednesday. Every other time I've done something, I typically start it on a Monday, which means I normally finish on a Friday, the 75 days, but with starting on a Wednesday I will be finishing on a Sunday, so that'll be interesting. I like finishing on a Sunday, I like starting on a Monday, so I'm happy not to finish on a Sunday. So that will be Sunday, December 7th. So today is the 24th September, as I have said. What else is different? This time around, I am doing weight training 3 times a week. So Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, they are 45-minute sessions. They are in a ladies' strength gym. So that's good. Last time around, I did a lot of walking and a lot of yoga. So I want to get back to yoga. I feel like I'm really tired, I'm really sore. Actually, my training session this morning, my right quad started to kind of seize up, and I feel like I am actually in a position where I need to stretch. So it's a good excuse for me to get back into yoga. It's just honestly been so hard with having 2 kids now to do any kind of yoga, so I just haven't been doing any, but I just have to do it now. So that is the first change, in that I will be doing at least 3 like weight sessions, like heavy weight sessions per week. On my off days from the gym, I would like to do my indoor session as a yoga session in the house, and then my outdoor workouts will all be walks for sure. The weather right now, it's actually quite cold, but it's bright and sunny, which is good. It could be very different, and I'm sure it will change a lot as time goes on, but my outdoor session will be walks, and you have to have them 3 hours apart. So sometime in the afternoon, I'm going to collect my daughter now from preschool, go home with her. She might or might not have a nap, but I think I'm just gonna go out, haven't even had breakfast yet, have a bit of breakfast and go for a walk. So to reel back to the beginning, what is 75 Hard? If you don't know, it's a collection of activities that you have to do every single day, and if you miss a day then you have to start it again, which is why it took me about 17 weeks, I think it was, last time of doing 75 Hard. The because I failed, and I'll tell you why I failed if you haven't watched this series. So what are the activities? You have to have a gallon of water, so I count that as 4 liters. So for this session I have this bottle, which is 1.2 liters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 of these a day. First, only one gone so far. First one's gone for today. 3 of these plus another big jug or big bottle that I have, which is about 750 mils. So that's definitely over a gallon. It has to be water only, nothing into water, only water in your bottle. So 4 of these, or 3 of these plus the other cup per day. You need to take a progress picture, so every single day you have to take a picture of yourself. So I've done that this morning, so I'm going to do that every single morning as I'm getting dressed in my underwear or whatever. I'm going to snap a picture, and then that'll be my picture done. You need to do 2 workouts, so 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, or they can have both outdoor, but at least one has to be outdoor, and they have to be at least 3 hours apart, and they need to be 45 minutes each. What else do you have to do? You have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book per day. So I haven't read yet today. I have been halfway through the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People for so long, and this is probably like the 3rd time that I'm attempting to read this book. For whatever reason, I really enjoy the book, but for whatever reason I just have not been reading it. So I just want to finish that book. That will be my first book that I do. And you need to do a diet. So you choose the diet, so whatever the diet is, you have to stick to it. So there's no cheating and no alcohol allowed in the 75 days. So my diet this time is actually just going to be like a whole food diet. I just want to use this as an opportunity to learn how to cook more, to practice my cooking skills. So for example, I went shopping yesterday. I got some ingredients for a like a spinach and ricotta and sausage ravioli lasagna. It sounds mad. Had it like months ago and it's really nice. So I got the ingredients for that. I want to be making more like regular lasagnas, making lots of different things. There's lots of recipes that I want to try. I also want to get through, like, I've saved like reels on Instagram and shorts on YouTube of like people just like sharing recipes and stuff. I just want to get more adventurous with that, and it doesn't have to be savory. This is the way that I'm doing my diet. It can be a dessert, it can be a sweet, it can be whatever, so long as I make it. So I really want to, at some point in this 75 days, I want to make a pizza. I've never made a pizza before, but everything has to be from scratch. So if I want to make an apple tart, I can do that, but I have to make all the dough, I have to do everything myself. If I want to make a pizza, I can do that, but I'm not going out and buying a pizza base. Like, I'm making everything from scratch, which is going to be exciting because I've never done that before. So that's going to be my diet. So far for today, I've done my picture. I've done 1.2 liters, which is nothing at this stage. Haven't read, and haven't even eaten yet, so I'm gonna have some scrambled egg and stuff when I get home. But yeah, that's kind of it. I'm excited. What time is it? Okay, I've got a few minutes before I have to go get my daughter. That's good. I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I am a lot busier now. I feel like before I would be getting up really early. So when I was pregnant and I had my toddler, I would be getting up really early before she woke up. I would go downstairs, I would do yoga, I would do my 10 pages, and I'd have 1 to 2 liters drank before my husband and daughter woke up. So that is just not an option for me this time around. I'm still sleeping with my almost 18-month-old. She is still feeding, so I'm breastfeeding her. And I can't risk like getting up and going out for a walk or doing something and her waking up, because she'll just wake the whole house up then. So I have to really, this is going to be a challenge, which I'm excited for as well, but nervous about. I have to really fit everything into my day. Like, I can't really be like changing my day to suit it. Like, I just need to find a way to get this to fit into my day, as in, yeah, it's going to be very different. I feel like before I found it kind of easy because I was really able to own the morning, and then the rest of the day I could kind of just like tinker with, whereas I'm already very behind now compared to how I would have been before. So I need to get more water into me. I need to read those pages, and food wise I'm not too worried with. Now, in terms of body and progress and stuff like that, I did weigh myself this morning. I will not be weighing myself all the time, but I weighed myself this morning just for kind of like to see the difference. And I was 75 kilos, which is very heavy for me and where I want to be. I'd ideally like to be 65 kilos. So I do think I'm very bloated and stuff at the moment. I do think a lot of that is water weight and bloat, and I do think that I will drop a couple of kilos quite fast and then it might stagnate, and we'll see where we go from there. But I have been binging quite a bit, knowing that I was going to be doing this and kind of just like letting myself off to do like whatever it is that I wanted to do. Whereas I'm really excited just to focus on a healthier diet this time around. That's why I'm not doing anything extreme. It's like literally I just want to focus on cooking more and just being more like present with my food, and no takeaways, no sweets, no chocolates, no ready meals, no nothing like that. Like, again, as I said, I can have scones if I want to have scones, but I need to bake the scones myself, you know. I can have pancakes if I want to have pancakes, but I need to bake the pancakes myself. Like, you know, everything just has to be, I make it myself. I can eat out, but it has to be like in a really good quality restaurant, or place where, like, cafe, where they have like really good quality ingredients and they're really thoughtful about how they make their food. So all of that is on the table, and I just want a healthy relationship with food for myself, and no yo-yo where I'm like really restrictive and then I'm just like binging and eating everything. I just want to have a period of time, which is 2.5 months, where it's just good solid eating, more fruit, more veg, good meals, where I can feel accomplished. Whereas after the 2.5 months, I want to feel like, yeah, hopefully like it affects my body as well, but I want to feel like I know my way around the kitchen more, that I can go into a shop and just get actual ingredients and make stuff from it, as opposed to buying meals, if that makes sense. So that is it. That is what I'm most excited about, is my journey with the food, to be honest. I do want to get back on the drinking buzz for water, because I could drink a lot of water, and just for the last while I feel like I haven't really been doing it. I have kind of gone off reading books for a while, so I'm kind of nervous about like having to read 10 pages because I'm not really into it, but I love reading, so I'm sure once I start I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm just excited to finish the year off well. As I said, I'll be finishing it on the 7th of December, so just before Christmas and stuff. So it'll be a really nice way for me to just be more mindful and thoughtful of my movement as well. Like, again, getting back into yoga. I'm nervous about the yoga piece. I don't know how I'm going to get like the time to do that, but I'll just have to find the time to do it. Like, not the time, but like just a separation from the kids. Like, if they're still in the house and I'm upstairs trying to do a bit of yoga, like it's very hard to do, like, especially the 3-year-old, you can distract her. The 1.5-year-old, she wants to be with her Mammy. So we'll have to see how that goes and how I can do that. But just getting out on walks more. Like, I haven't really been out walking the girls or anything like that. So yeah, I'm excited just to get a bit of order in my day and to see where the 2.5 months take us. So let's see. I don't know how often I'm going to record videos, but I'll do it from time to time and let you know how I'm getting on. But yeah, I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm apprehensive. I don't feel too confident in it. Like, you know, I know that I can do it, I have done it before. I don't feel confident that I will be able to do it this time. But I really hope for myself that I do. I feel like it's definitely like a push goal for me at the moment, whereas before I was able to slot it in a lot better. This time I just feel like it's a lot more out of my reach. I'm trying to also run a business. You know, today after the gym, I didn't even get to go home before coming back. Like, my gym is in the same place my daughter's school is in. Normally I'd go home, do a few bits, maybe have my food and then come back in, but I just had like a business call there for an hour, like over an hour. So I just did it in the car while my baby's asleep in the back. So if I had done that, I would have been able to top up my water. I could have been further along with my water drinking and stuff like that, but I haven't. So yeah, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm excited. So let's see. Bye. Hello, it is Misha from day one again. So yeah, it's actually been a really interesting day, very successful. I'm just in from my outdoor walk. So we did about 50-ish minutes, I'd say, of a walk just kind of like around our local area. I actually slugged the water into me, so I'm finished my 3 purple bottles. I still need to do my other 750 cup, but like that will get me like over the gallon every day, which is good. It's just actually coming up to 3 o'clock, so I'm doing pretty well. So I'm going to do my 10 pages now if I can. My toddler is asleep, my 1-year-old is here, but even if I have to feed her while I read, it should be fine. So I want to get on that now while she's asleep. And what else? Then it's just a diet. So I had some scrambled egg, some kind of like brown, like grainy, like a roll with I just one of those cut in half with my scrambled egg. I've been doing a scrambled egg recipe from Gordon Ramsay. I don't know where Graham came out. Gordon Ramsay, I knew that wasn't right. So it's 6 scrambled egg with butter, and then just before you're almost done, it's creme fraiche and salt and pepper, and then you're also meant to add in chives, which I haven't been doing, but it's a very large, substantial scrambled egg. So I had that. I had like one of the rolls, as I said, with it, and then I had half of an avocado. So very filling, very good for you. And yeah, I'm actually still pretty full. Like, I don't know what I'll be having for dinner later, but I'll just see what I have in there. I'm not gonna be cooking a big meal or anything. So I don't know, I might even end up just having like maybe a bowl of porridge with some like berries and stuff in it. Really not feeling hungry at all, but all that could change in a couple of hours, so we will see. So yeah, I'm just going to read, I'll eat some food, and we will see where we go from there. Hi, good morning. It is day 2. Hi girls. It is about half 8 in the morning, or coming up to that. I have taken my picture and I weighed myself today just to see would there be a difference, because I knew that 75 kilos yesterday was just not a real weight. So it was 74.2, which is still quite high for me, but it just goes to show I'm nearly a kilo down in one day. So it's definitely just like water weight and bloating and stuff. And I do think that will come down a bit before it stabilizes. I am literally just starting my water now, and I'm slugging it, trying to get my first bottle out of the way, because then I can refill it and take it with me. So I'm already on my second out of 3 of these. So last night went well. We had some pasta, mince. I put on some olive, sweet corn and capers on it. And then last night I just wanted something sweet and stuff, so I had like a huge bowl of porridge, which I don't normally have. Peanut butter in it, and then like loads of berries and fruit, and I had some chia seeds and flax seeds in that as well. So that was my food for yesterday, so all good there. And another busy morning today, so yeah, if I can fill up my water, I might even bring an extra bottle of water with me so I can refill it maybe while I'm out. Okay, gotta go, bye. Hello, so it is day 2, 12 o'clock. I have 2 of these gone, so I have 1 more to do plus my big cup, and I've taken my picture. That is it. I've got 15 minutes now before I have to collect my little one. Baby's asleep in the back, so I have my book with me. I'm going to see how many pages I can get done in that time. And then it's home. I haven't eaten yet, so still need to have like my scrambled egg and stuff. But I am concerned about my 2 workouts, because one still has to be outdoors as well. So I'm unsure. I think what I will do is, as soon as we get home, I think I might go straight for a walk. At least that'll be the first one done, and then try to do a yoga session at some point later on. I'm just not sure how that's going to work with the kids, so I'm nervous, but we will see how it goes today. I do feel like these days are like you're kind of just setting up your routine, your schedule, and kind of testing things to see that what works until you figure it out, and then it just becomes more like clockwork. You kind of get into your routine and stuff. But yeah, it's busy. Tomorrow is Friday, so I'll have the gym in the morning, which does make it easier. But yeah, I'm constantly just trying to do things. I'm actually nervous about not this weekend, next weekend. I've got the RDS on the Saturday and the Sunday. They're full day events, so how I'm going to do these 2 workouts, I've actually no idea. So yeah, I am nervous, but I'm going to try read now, get home, refill my water, have some food, some brunch I suppose, and then get out and do my walk, and at least that will be done. And then yeah, it will just be my indoor workout, or my second workout then. So let's see. Bye. Okay, so it is now 12:10. I got stuck on my phone, so I got no reading done, and I should really start heading up now, waking upstairs. So still need to read, do 2 workouts and drink 2 more bits of water and eat. And it's 12 o'clock, half the day's gone. Oh, this is my quiet time with the girls. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so it is brunch time. So I've got, this is actually, that's about 6 scrambled eggs with creme fraiche, butter, salt and pepper. These are like bacon lardons, just a tiny bit. I was making my husband steak for lunch, so a tiny bit of like the onion and the mushroom that I made for him, half an avocado that's starting to turn funky, cup of tea, typical Irish, and I've got my 3rd one of these refilled. So as it says here, let's go. It is 2:44, so 444, well 1444, 444 is like my lucky number. I have just finished my walk. I'm home and I'm going to do my 10 pages now. Both girls are asleep in their buggy, and then I just need to do my indoor walk or indoor workout later on. What was I gonna say? I've drank my 3rd bottle, so I just need to drink a cup, which is fine, of water, and have some food, and then that's it. Hello, it is day 3, Friday. It is about 11:15 in the morning. I am just in bed here, put my baby to sleep, toddlers in school, I've done my workout, I've taken my picture, I have 1 purple bottle drank, and I am almost finished my 10 pages, so I'm very happy with this development. I've got a 2nd bottle here beside me, so I'm going to slug that, so that's done. And then I want to have a shower before my breakfast. Again, I'm going to have some scrambled egg. And I had like little bacon lardons and stuff yesterday. It was very nice. Last night I had some veg with like some very spicy seasoning. It was actually too spicy. My mouth was on fire, so I had to have a glass of milk. I like spice, but it was very spicy. And we had some beef burger patties and some egg fried rice as well, which was very nice. And then I had some like kefir yogurt with chia seeds, flax seeds, peanut butter and berries, and I shared that with the girls, so that was a little treat. And I have been having like teas and decaf coffees and stuff like that, so all going well with the diet. I weighed myself again this morning. Our weighing scales is definitely broken. It's I got on it this morning, and I didn't do this the last 2 mornings, but I stood on it multiple times, and every time I stood on it, like, it was a different weight. So it kind of ranged from 73.4 to 72.0. So even if I take that at the bigger weight, that's still another drop. So again, yeah, I just knew that's 75. Now again, if I had stood on it a second time the first day, maybe it wouldn't have been 75, maybe it would have been 74 point something, but still, I'd rather just I'd rather just take the heavier weight just in case, you know. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm only day 3 and I have to do my walk later. Now I do have a meeting at 2 o'clock. I need to leave the house by 1 o'clock to get to the meeting. And I'll have the 2 girls with me. So I might see, it's in a hotel, I might see do they have like a little kind of walkway or park area close by. If so, I'll go for my walk with the girls there. If not, maybe come home and then head out. I'm not really sure. But I'll need to get that done. Once that's out of the way, then I'll be feeling good. But was in the gym this morning with Saoirse. She was fine. She was happy enough, so I was able to do my workout. Lots of like deadlifts, weighted back extension. So I was doing the trap bar. I just had 5 kilos either side. Back extension, I had a barbell, 20 kilo barbell. What else was I doing? I was doing single leg squat, no weights. I was doing single arm rows with a 10 kilo dumbbell. I was doing there was something else I was doing. Oh, I was just doing like push-ups on my knees. I'm not great at push-ups, so that was kind of like part of the set with the trap bar and the back extensions. Then it was the single leg and the row, single arm row, and then there was like mountain climbers paired with bicep curls, which I did with 5 kilo dumbbells, I believe. So that was my workout. I was pretty happy with that. I do have a pain in my quad, which has just developed. So I was trying to do Bulgarian split squats today. Couldn't do them. I was trying to do split squats the other day. That's when the pain developed. So I think it might be something to do with my pelvis. So starting from next week, I'm going to be doing some banded work just to kind of warm up a bit. So banded, what are they called? Kind of like when you walk, when you kind of squat and walk sideways, and then banded like clams and stuff. I think it's just to open up my hips and get them a bit looser. So I'll be integrating that into my workout from next week. So I'm delighted to be doing that and to be getting it done. Okay, so finish my reading, have a shower, go down and have my breakfast, collect Brona, come home, get ready to go to my meeting, and then hopefully have a walk somewhere. And in the meantime, drink my water. Hello, it is day 3, dinner time. We're just in from a lovely family walk. It was really nice, but we're all starving. So I have snacked on a couple of just like plain cream crackers, which I don't really mind as a little snacky, because dinner I am doing a proper meal today, and it is going to take me over an hour by the time it's done and dusted. So I wanted to talk you through what I'm cooking, and also just a reminder, this is one of the things that I really want out of this journey, is to cook proper meals more. So what I'm doing today is something, it's a recipe that I got from online, from the BBC Good Food website. It's something that I've done maybe twice before. Not my first time doing it, but I'm using different ingredients this time. It's meant to be a ravioli lasagna, and I'll show you what I have here. So considering it's a ravioli lasagna, I actually don't have ravioli, but I'll spin it around and show you what ingredients we have. So here are 6 sausages that I have squeezed out of the skin. That's the first time I did that. When I made this before, it wasn't possible for me to do that with the sausages that I had, but I got different sausages now that have kind of like a herb in them, which is what you're meant to have. So I'm frying this up, trying to break it up while I do it. And then I've got these chopped tomatoes for herbs. So I'm going to put both of those cans in with this. And then I'll put, I think it's half a can or a full can of water. and then you let it simmer for 20 minutes or so. And then I haven't read the rest of the recipe to see what comes after that, but first I need to brown this. So I'm just working on browning the sausage meat. So what else do we have? We have a bag of baby spinach. We have tortellini instead of ravioli, because it's all they had in that flavour of spinach and ricotta. So I think it's two packets of that. And I'm pretty sure I end up putting all of this into a casserole and then into the oven. So it's going to take a long time before it's done, but it will be delicious. I remember having this and it was just so nice. And using sausage as a meat isn't something I would have grown up using, but it actually is really nice, delicious. So relatively easy and simple to do, not that many ingredients, which is what I want. Unfortunately it takes time. I'm burning this, but whatever. Unfortunately it takes time to do, but that's cooking. Hold on, I'll turn you back around. Other than that, so I finished all my water bar my last cup, which is so easy to drink. I was out at a business meeting, I drank a glass of water there, but I'm not even going to count that even though I've had it. But I'll have that other cup done in no time. Walk is done. So once I've had this dinner now, I don't think I'll be having like a little snacky of yogurt later, but if I do, again, I don't mind that because it's just yogurt and peanut butter and some fruit. If I do, I actually have some apple there, so I might use that. But yeah, so I'm going to keep going here and I will show you it once it's done. Okay, so while this cooks away, there's still a little bit more to go. I have already prepared our side dish, so a Caesar salad from a Caesar salad kit. And I have the spinach in here, so I just boiled boiling water on top, or just poured boiling water on top. Could probably do with a little bit more on that piece, but I'm just letting that wilt away. Once it's cooled down, I'll kind of squeeze it and drain out any excess water. I'm trying to actually turn it to see if I can get any excess water on the bits that are still a little bit unwilted, but however. And then yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll put in some of the sauce in here. It's going to be 3 layers, so the sauce, then the spinach, then the ravioli, and then the mozzarella. I think, or it's mozzarella and cheddar. I think that's the order, and you do that 3 times and then you pop it in the oven for 40 minutes. And I do have the oven on and waiting, so that will be it. It's going to be really nice having this gorgeous ravioli sausage meat lasagna with the Caesar salad on the side. It's just going to be delish. Okay, first layer is done.
Whoa. You're funny.
You do it again. Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Well, good afternoon. It is just turned 12 noon. It is day 4. I can't believe it, but I've already read, I've taken my picture, I've drank my 3 bottles, and I've done my yoga by noon. Amazing. I actually feel like my skin is already starting to glow more, which is fabulous. So it's Saturday. This morning my daughter had ballet, so I drank one of these before and on the way to ballet. Got home from ballet, filled it up, drank it again. I'm just doubting myself, but yeah, like I filled it up and I drank it while I did laundry and the girls were playing and I changed my daughter's dress and all that sort of stuff. and then I filled it up again before I did my yoga, and I drank it during my yoga and while I was reading my book. No, 100%. Yeah, no, 100%. My 3 bottles are done. I'm just doubting myself because it's like 3 litres, well, 3.6 litres of water before noon, but I did. I definitely did. There's no way. I'm doubting myself in the sense I'm like, oh, well, did I drink all my water? Or did I still have water left over that I finished while I did my bits after yoga? But there's no way, or after ballet, but there's no way I didn't drink it this morning. 100% I drank it. That's my 3 litres done. Great. I've got a 3.6. I've got 1 more cup of water left to do today, and that's it on the waterfront. So other than that, I need to eat. I haven't eaten yet. I need to eat good food, and I need to do a walk later. So it's raining now, but it's set to clear up later, so I'll do that. And then I'm finished. Book is done. I'm really shocked. I'm finding this much easier than I anticipate I would. I know it's only day 4, but again, I find like these beginning days are pivotal for kind of like creating your routine. Like it's really habit setting at the very start, which is obviously super intentional. So I do think these early days are kind of like tricky for that. Not to say there won't be difficult days going forward. Next weekend is absolutely mental for me, so I'm already trying to like figure out how am I going to do particularly the 2 exercises and the reading. But once I can, but they're kind of like one-offs, you know. Once I can get like the day-to-day, that's where it will really carry me through. And then on the one-off days, like for example both Saturday and Sunday of next week, things will have to change. Like I'll have to just like really get up early and go for a walk or do whatever I need to do just to get like one of the workouts done before the day goes mad, and then do the second one in the evening. I do think for things like that you're better off getting the outdoor one done first, because there's more of like an obligation on that it has to be outdoors. The second one can still be outdoors, but it can also be indoors, which makes it easier in terms of energy levels, in terms of weather, in terms of all of those things. So if at all possible, I need to just get up next week very early, like 6 o'clock or whatever. It's not that early for some people, but for me with the kids and everything it is. Get up early, get my stuff ready, and just go for a 45-minute walk, come back, and then just boom, 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 boom. And it might actually be good for me in terms of focus and everything. But anyways, I'm very happy. How was dinner last night? It was good. Not as flavoursome as I remember it being, but I did have like different ingredients. I used different sausages and stuff this time around, but it was very good. I have about half of it left, so we're going to have that. That's probably going to be my brunch, to be honest. Have that, and I'm going to cook some veggies with it, so some broccoli and carrots as a little side rather than the salad that we had last night. But it was very nice. Very happy with myself. And then I didn't have yogurt or anything, but I had like a few pitted dates left in a bag, so I just brought them up to bed and I had them with like a cup of tea and a cup of decaf coffee, which I was very happy with. I have had 2 regular coffees this morning with milk, and then I had a decaf coffee with milk while my daughter had ballet. So I am enjoying them. Okay, gotta go. Bye. Hello, so walk is done. Still have to drink my cup of water, but I did have a cup of like a Barocca earlier on, which obviously doesn't count, but I just wanted something different, so I don't mind because I have a load of time to process all of the water I've been drinking and have another cup before the day finishes. So I'm just going to make some dinner now. I'm just using up kind of the last of what I have in the fridge. I do need to go for a shop. I also had, so we had the leftovers from last night, and then I had some like broccoli and carrots for lunch / breakfast, but then I also had the rest of the kefir yogurt, and I put in some grapes and blueberries and peanut butter, so I had that after. I was starving, I was so hungry. Anyways, so very Italian, but I'm going to make pasta bolognese. So I have some fusilli pasta and some mince. I'll spin you up. So pasta is on. My girls will eat that just kind of like plain as it is, but they'll also have some of the mince as well separate, whereas myself and my husband will be mixing it. So I'm just cooking this up at the moment, and I'm also, once this is all completely browned, over here I have prepped some peppers, onions, 2 types of onions, some garlic, and I'm also going to throw these in at this stage. Normally I put these in maybe at the end, but I'm actually going to throw them all in now so they can all cook together. And then I just have a tomato and basil sauce. So yeah, and I don't know if I've said it, but in the mince I've also put some garlic powder, because I only have like 1 clove of garlic, and I have some Italian herb seasoning as well, so hopefully it's going to be really flavoursome, which is what I want. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this being done. I'm actually not that hungry right now, but I'm looking forward to it being done and getting my water into me and getting the shop done, because I'm actually feeling very tired today. So this is it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is just gone 10 o'clock, Saturday morning, day 5. I'm having a very relaxed morning here, I'll be honest. Carl has the girls downstairs, which has been nice. I have read. I have just drank my first bottle of water, and that's it so far. And I took my picture. Actually, I almost forgot to say I took my picture, and I also almost forgot to take my picture. It was in my head all morning. I was like, I have to take my picture, I have to take my picture. And I always take it when I'm getting dressed in the morning. I put on my underwear and then I take a photo. But even as I was putting on my underwear, I was like, I'll have to take my picture. And then before I knew it, I had my t-shirt on, I had my jumper on, I was halfway putting my jeans up my legs, and I was like, oh, I never took my picture. So I had to like take everything off to take my picture, which is mad. So almost took my picture. I feel like the photo is such an easy thing to make you fail 75 hard. Something you really don't put that much emphasis on, even though mentally I was putting emphasis on it, but it's still so easy to forget to do it. And that's why I have it like exact same time every single day. I eventually have to get dressed at some point in the day, so that's the time that I take my photo. But thank God I do, because then that, like, as I was getting dressed, I was like, I never took it, so I had to do it. But I could easily have not taken for granted that I did do it in the morning, and then I'd fail for not taking my photo. Anyway, plans for today. It's relatively nice outside. I'm going to go downstairs, get the girls, because I presume they're going to want to come with me. I'm going to put a wash on, and then I'm going to go for my walk now, get that done. I probably actually could have done a yoga this morning, which would have been very handy, but I didn't. But I'm gonna go do my walk now and then bring another bottle of water with me, so I'll have my second bottle done by the time I come back. That's the plan. And then have some food. So I'm gonna try some scrambled egg. I need to do a food shop today. I ideally would like to do work today for my business, and yeah, I did not prep for this yesterday, what I wanted to do today, because I was so tired yesterday. I was like, you know what, I just need to like shut off and sleep, and just like watch a movie and stuff, which is what I did. So that's not ideal, and I'm already behind. I could have done stuff this morning, but it is what it is. I've read, and I'm happy that my reading at least is out of the way. So that's what I'm going to do now. So walk time, then food time, then business time between the 3 hours where I have to, and probably food shop time, and then I'm just kind of counting down those 3 hours until I can do my second workout, which might actually be another walk, or I might do yoga. We'll see. Hello, it is day 5, gone 6 o'clock. I'm just making some dinner. I'm not really hungry. I don't think anyone in the house is really hungry. Our fridge is very full from my shop earlier, so I'm just trying to use up kind of like random bits that I have. So I have some broccoli. I am cutting up currently some red onion, yellow onion, garlic, yellow pepper, and I've got 2 confits of duck in the air fryer that my husband doesn't like, so I'm going to eat both of them myself. And then I've got some Mexican styled rice, so I'm going to fry the veg that I mentioned, bar the broccoli. I'm going to oven cook the broccoli in oil. I'm going to fry the rest of the veg, and then I think my husband's just gonna have some veg. Then I'm gonna have rice with duck and some veg, which doesn't sound too bad actually. And then I also cooked like 8 sausages. So I just made a little plate for the girls. So it's shredded cheese, some rice, some olives. Oh, I have like olives and capers, so black and green olives, and then some capers. So I'm going to put them with mine. So they have some of them. They've got 1 rasher, 1 sausage each. They've got some regular cheddar cheese, which I had 1 slice left, so I just decided to break it up in 2 and give it to them. A couple of slices of yellow pepper and some sweet corn, which I will also have some of. So yeah, that is a very random dinner. I had a really big brunch. I had like a load of eggs, scrambled egg with butter in it. I had some chopped up like bacon lardons that I had left over that I wanted to get rid of. So I had that. I had a full avocado. And then I had 1 kind of like brown seeded roll. Yeah, so that was quite a big meal, and this with the 2 ducks I think is going to be quite a big meal as well, but I'm just trying to use up what I have basically. So that's it, everything's done, water's done, yoga's done. So after I eat this, that's pretty much me for the day and me for the weekend, and then back to it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit different in that my daughter doesn't have preschool tomorrow, so we're going to go out for the day, but I'm still going to the gym in the morning. So gym, home change, and then out. So that will be great, but we'll see how it goes food wise. Good night. Okay, so my mother-in-law made a homemade apple crumble, which is within my diet because it's homemade. So I had a big helping of homemade apple crumble. And I also had some whipped cream, but it was double cream, which is 100% cream that was whipped at home. So had that as well with it. And I don't know if I mentioned, but last night or the night before, my husband made cacao. So ceremonial grade cacao. So just had some of that. So just want to say I had it. Hello, it is day 6 officially, and it is just gone 12:30. Busy morning this morning. My little one didn't have school today. It is Monday, so I brought her with my other girls, so the 2 of them, to the gym with me this morning. I have 2 of my big bottles of water done, and that's basically it. Oh, and I have my picture taken as well. So I have another workout to do. I have to wait at least another hour before I can do that. And I need to read as well. So toddler's asleep now. little one is very tired, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try bring them into bed. Hopefully they'll both sleep, and then I'm going to read. However, my husband will be home for lunch soon. In terms of food, we had to do some shopping. We were getting Halloween costumes. So we went and got a smoothie. So I've already had mine. This for my husband. It's called a gym nut, and it's basically just frozen yogurt, peanut butter, banana, and some protein in there as well. So clean, nice, all the things. The only thing I'm not sure about is obviously type of peanut butter. It's still peanut butter, but we use 100% peanut, whereas I presume they'd use like a cheaper one. And obviously protein powder, I don't know what's in that, but no, in general that's all that's in it. I checked the ingredients and everything, so all good there. So I've had that, but I'd love to have my eggs and stuff. So plan is now get the girls in, hopefully get them out into bed, and then read my 10 pages, and then I can just focus on the rest of my fill my water so I can get my third bottle in, and then focus on another workout later. So I still need to do my outdoor one, so it'll be a walk at some stage. See you later. Hello, it is coming up on 5 o'clock. I have just finished my walk. Both girls are asleep in the buggy. That's the first nap that they've had today, other than being in the car. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit stressed. I don't know if it's to do with withdrawals from food. Don't know what it is, but I'm definitely feeling stressed. So because they're asleep, my husband will be home soon. I'm making a cup of tea. I'm going to sit down and just have a few minutes to myself. I think I just need a bit of quiet time, but other than that, everything is done bar my 1 cup of water and whatever we're having for dinner. Now, I woke up this morning as well. Actually, it's very strange, like unusual. I don't recall it ever happening, but I'm sure it has. But my eyes were really dry, really scratchy and sore. I was like actually hoping I didn't have redness in my eyes or anything. I didn't, it was fine. I'm wondering if it's because I normally before 75 hard would always bring a load of water to bed with me and then be drinking it while I'm in bed. And because I've been getting all my water done early in the day, I just haven't been doing that at night time, and I wonder if I was just really dried out this morning. Just really curious. So I'm going to see if that happens to me again, and I'll report back if it does or it doesn't. But yeah, I don't want to not drink my water early because I don't want to leave it to chance in case I don't get all my water in, or like I'm trying to like slug loads of water late at night. I don't want to be doing that. But I might have to complete my water at my normal time, and then also just still have like loads more water on top of that, if that is the case, you know, which it could be, because it's very unusual for me not to have loads of water when I'm lying in bed. I'm also really curious about how much water I was actually drinking prior to starting this challenge, because I'm finding it really easy to drink the gallon of water. Like I could easily just have my cup now. It's 5 o'clock. I could have had my cup before I went on my walk. Do you know, that kind of way? So that would have been closer to 4 o'clock, and that would have been my gallon done. So yeah, I thought I actually wasn't drinking that much water, but maybe I was drinking lots of water. Anyway, I'm going to have tea now, and then I'll think about dinner. But I'm not hungry at all. I had my food at like 2ish. So, and it's very filling. It's a lot of protein. I also had like a little brown bread roll. I keep talking about these bread rolls, but I never have them in my picture because I always forget about them until after. So I'll just show it to you now. One sec. So that's it there. It's a little bap roll. I get them reduced, but they last for ages. If they see them there, I get them. So yeah, I'm fairly full now, but I'm just gonna have my tea and then go take a few minutes, and hopefully I feel better. Hopefully. Good morning. It is almost 10 o'clock. I am sitting outside a Gymboree plaything for my baby. Toddler has gone to preschool. I am just finishing my second bottle of water, and I have taken my progress pics, but I have not done anything else. I actually wanted to do a walk after this. I thought I would do it, and it looks like it's clearing up a little bit, but I looked at the forecast this morning and it just was forecasting rain until the afternoon, so that kind of scuppered my plans. So I don't know, I'll see. I'll check the forecast when this finishes in 45 minutes and see what it says. And if it's cleared up, I might just do a walk now. If not, I'm thinking of driving home and trying to do a yoga session before my daughter finishes, and then maybe doing a walk in the afternoon. I just need to be careful on timing there because it is to rain again then after that. So yeah, she's just having some snackies before going to go play, and we'll see how today goes. Today and yesterday I'm feeling very stressed, don't know what it is. I don't know, has it anything got to do with this challenge or not, but that is how I'm feeling nonetheless. My husband said he's also feeling it, and he's not doing the challenge, so I don't know, maybe it's just some kind of weird energy going on or something like that, but I'm just kind of like persevering. I don't feel stressed about the activities though, do you know? I feel nervous about them a little bit, but I don't feel stressed about them, and I don't feel stressed about anything in particular. I just feel a general feeling of stress and being highly strung and being on edge, but we're just carrying on. Hello, it is 4:10 and I'm going to start dinner because I'm going to make a lasagna tonight. Just a typical lasagna. I've got some onion, I've got some pepper, and then just the sauces, the cheese and garlic, and obviously the mince. So I'm going to make a lasagna tonight. I'm going to start that now because the girls are hungry, and yeah, still need to do my yoga, but my water and everything's completely done. My reading is done and all the rest, and I did walk earlier, so I actually got home, put Saoirse to sleep, and then it was time to pick Broden up, so I actually just walked down and picked her up and then walked back. So food wise, earlier I actually didn't get a chance to eat when I came home because I was too busy feeding Saoirse, putting her to sleep, reading my book, all the rest, and then also I had to leave earlier because I was walking down to collect Brona. But my husband had made me steak and eggs and stuff by the time I got back, so had some avocado. I cooked up some bacon lardons. I think my meals are actually quite big, but I'm so hungry. I'm basically intermittent fasting without intending to, so definitely that first meal I need good food, and then the second meal, it's my only real meal. Other than that, I do have some kind of snack as well, typically, but yeah, I just need to see about portion control really. But I'm hungry and I'm eating when I'm hungry. So that is it. Go and go cook. Bye. I'm going to throw in the rest of the bacon lardons that I have into the lasagna. So I'm just cooking that now, and I have a tiny bit of olives left, and I have some capers, so I'm just going to throw them in as well and see. Just flavour wise, I just love flavours. Might be rotten, might be lovely. I can't imagine it'd be horrible though. Like, just more variety to the food. So just FYI, this is my plan. And then sauce wise, I have Dolmio lasagna sauce, which I wouldn't normally get Dolmio, but it's all they had. And then I just have like a Tesco lasagna red sauce. So yeah, that is cooking. So I've actually put the bacon in there already. I'm just cooking this up a little bit, and then I'm going to be putting the mince in. And then once I put the mince in, I'll brown the mince, and then I'll pour in the red sauce, and I'll let that simmer for, I think it's like 20 minutes or so you're meant to do it for. And then after that is done, I'll be layering it up in the dish and then putting it into the oven for, I think it's 40 minutes. So I never did a lasagna before, this is like my 4th or 5th one in the last little while, in a couple of weeks I think. So it's probably going to start getting a bit repetitive, but I just want to really practice doing it. So that's just normal for me to do it, and then I'll get better at doing other things, and then I'll have a good portfolio of dishes that I can cook, and it'll be a bit more varied then. But at the same time, I just don't think it's a bad thing. Like, it's all, I feel like it's very Italian cuisine heavy at the moment, but it's just a lot of mince and bits that I'm buying. So yeah. Hello, good morning. It is officially Wednesday, which is week 2 of 75 Hard. However, I just wanted to do a video to close off last week. So yesterday I did have a snack during the day after my lunch. I had a banana with peanut butter on top. And then last night I had a very good helping of that lasagna. Talk about portion control, there was none. However, it did fill me up and I didn't have anything after that. And then last night I did a late night full body stretch, and it was really interesting because actually it's the first time I'm seeing it, but in the comments it was all like, oh, I'm doing 75 hard and this is a perfect thing for me to do every 6 or 7 days or whatever. Like, there was so many people like, yeah, me too, I'm also doing 75 hard. So that was kind of cool. Never noticed that before in a video. And it's actually been something that's been in my watch later playlist since probably the last time I was doing 75 hard or 75 soft or whatever I did last time. I honestly just can't remember. So yeah, we still have like a good bit of lasagna left, so that's probably going to be lunch today for Carol. I would like to have my scrambled egg cider. I didn't have them yesterday because Carol made me a lunch, or made me a steak and stuff, which was nice and something different. But yeah, it was really nice and the girls liked it as well, which is good. That was 10% fat mince, and yeah, just all the things in it. It was nice, it was good, but we didn't have a side with it. It was just lasagna, so probably if I had had a side I wouldn't have had everything else with it. I'm just trying to see what I have there. I have loads of meatballs that I need to get through, so it's probably going to be a meatball heavy couple of days. But yeah, I feel like I really need to move away from all the Italian style like mince and meatballs and pasta dishes. I feel like we've just been having a lot of them with like Caesar salads and stuff. So I'm going to see, maybe when I do my next shop I might do like stuffed peppers or something like that. It's still gonna have the mince and the cheddar and all that sort of stuff in it. Because I think it's good to have mince, like it's good quality meat that you can have, and it's like you can vary it a good bit, and like even like burgers and stuff are really just like mince patties and beef and stuff. So anyways, that is it for week 1, and I'm looking forward to seeing what week 2 has in store. Bye. Hello everyone. So I just wanted to do a quick recap of the week that was, kind of go through all the different activities, how I thought that they went, anything that I would change or improve on, or what I think went really well. Just to kind of close off week 1 of this challenge. So the first thing that I thought was very easy, I did it every single day, was the progress picture. There was one time when I almost didn't get it done, and that was actually the Saturday, so it was the first day that I was really like out of routine. But I am big on habit stacking, and I just always had it the exact same time every single day. As soon as I get up, when I'm getting dressed, I'm in my underwear, I snap a photo, and then that's it, and it's done, and I don't have to think about it again. That can be a slippery slope, because if for whatever reason that doesn't happen, you know, I could just take for granted, oh yeah, I took my picture, when actually I didn't. So it is something I still have to be intentional about at the time, but it was easy to snap a picture, done. The next thing that I found that was actually really, really easy and that I was nervous about and unsure about was the water. So I have a bottle of water that's 1.2 litres, and then I have a cup that's about 750 litres, 750 mils. So to achieve 4 litres of water, I have been drinking 3 of the 1.2, which would bring me up to 3.6, and then also topping up with a 750 ml cup of water. So definitely exceeding the 4 litres, but there were some days that I was finished very early in the day, and you know, I was still drinking maybe more water on top of that, and I was definitely having lots of like teas and coffees and different things. So still having drinks on top of that, but just in terms of like plain water, I actually found it really easy. So much so I was doubting myself. I was doubting my bottles, even though it says clearly 1.2 litres. I was like, is this actually 1.2 litres? Did I actually like really
drink 3 of these or did I just drink 2 of these? But no, I really was. It was just, I was so surprised at how easy I found it to drink that much water. However, I was running to the toilet multiple times this week. My bladder definitely was not used to it, but no, that was fairly easy. The 10 pages. So I'm someone who has not a love-hate relationship, but a love non-existent relationship with reading. And it can really depend on what mood I am in for the type of book that I want to read. I have read a lot of non-fiction books in my life. Like, you know, I enjoy them, but I just definitely in general with books, doesn't matter whether it's fiction or non-fiction, I just have not been reading for a while now. I do listen to books, but I just haven't been reading. So I was a bit nervous about this as well, to be honest. So I picked up the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It is a book that I've tried to read. I'd say right now it's probably my 4th attempt at reading this book, and it's not that I don't enjoy the book, it's not that it's not well written, it's just whatever it is, I have this block with this book that I start reading it and then I don't finish reading it, and that is not the norm for me. Normally I start a book, I finish it. So I was like, do you know what, I just need to finish this book. It has been on my mind for years. I tried to read this book back in 2015, so it's 10 years that I'm trying to read this book. Yeah, I was definitely not in the mood for reading most of the time, distracted, like brain just like going off, and then having to read back over certain passages because I wasn't actually actively listening or reading what was on in front of me. I found the best time for me to read on most days was after school drop off, potentially after the gym if I went to the gym, coming home, feeding my baby to sleep, and while feeding her in the bed I would read my 10 pages, and then I would come down and have my breakfast before doing pickup. So the preschool is 3 hours, so I don't have that much time, but I found that kind of like lying in bed reading while feeding my baby was the best time for me to read, and it's been a good kind of like way to slot it in there. But yeah, look, it's been good, and it's definitely made me think already, like the content of the book, about you know, the priorities that I have and what's urgent and what's important and what's a mix of two and what's neither, all of that sort of stuff. Like I've been thinking a lot about the content that I'm reading, and I think that's the whole point of having it there, is that it really makes you think about life differently. It's not content that like is brand new to me, but reading it again is kind of like making me think about it fresher, if that makes sense. The workouts, so you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside, and they have to be at least 3 hours apart. The 3 hours apart is actually killing me a little bit. Like, it's fine, but it is making it very hard because I do have 2 small little girls and there's a lot going on, and you know, it's difficult. And I'm going to have, next weekend I'm going to have a very difficult time because with my business I've got 2 full day events. It's a huge trade show, it's the biggest of the year, and there's absolutely nothing I'll be able to do during the day. I'm going to have to potentially get up really early to knock out one of them, and then one really late at night, and it's already a very tiring environment to be in. But having said that, that's why the 3-hour gap is there. What's been different for me this time of the program as opposed to other times I've done the program is that I am doing weight exercising, which I haven't been doing any of the other times. And I have that 3 mornings a week, so Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So that's been good for me because I kind of like, as soon as I do drop off, it's in the same building as the preschool, I go straight down to the gym with my little one. And that's 3 mornings of the week where my indoor workout is done. So I only have to think about my outdoor workout. Outdoor workouts have always been walks. That's all I'm doing for my outdoor workout, and that's fine by me. And then on my days off from the gym, I've been doing yoga, which I haven't been doing in a long time. And honestly, I really need it. So it's like a welcome opportunity for me to just stretch and just kind of like move my body, because like I just haven't been doing that. So the walking is something I haven't been doing in a long time. Yoga I haven't been doing in a long time. So like I do think it's definitely going to have such a good impact on me just physically, probably mentally as well, because like I think walking and yoga is a good kind of like mindfulness activity as well. So I think it's going to be very good for me, but I am finding it a bit difficult with the time frame, which is the point. It's time management. That's why Andy Frisella put it there. Diet. Okay, so diet for me, the diet that I chose this time around was that I can eat whatever I want basically, so long as I make it myself. So it has to be homemade, including desserts. So if it's a homemade apple crumble, which I did have during the week because my mother-in-law literally made it and I ate it as I came out of the oven, that's okay. I can eat out in places so long as it's good quality food, you know, that it's homemade, whatever I'm eating, but it's made in the cafe or wherever it is. So yeah, in terms of that, it's not too bad. I definitely like had a couple of days where I was super stressed and off and even down, like just not feeling good in myself. One of the evenings, I don't know if that was a food thing, if maybe it was like a withdrawal thing, I don't know if it was something else, I'm not fully sure, but food wise it's been okay. I typically don't have a breakfast until later in the day, so I can have like a brunch and then I'll have a dinner and then I'll have something else, whether it's like yogurt and berries or a bowl of porridge in the evening with berries or whatever it is, or like a banana with peanut butter. Like I'll have something else during the day, but I do feel like my portion sizes are huge like really big, and also the food itself, like I try to have like high protein, high fat, lowish carb ish diet, but definitely like high protein and high fat is kind of like my go-to, which means that that's quite satiating and filling anyway, so I probably don't need to eat the portion sizes on top of that I'm also eating, but that's just what I'm doing. And maybe over the course of these 75 days my portion sizes might relax a little bit, so I'm hoping that they do, because I feel, even though I'm like inadvertently doing intermittent fasting, which is not a decision that I've made, I haven't decided to do intermittent fasting for 75 hard, but I just kind of like am doing it naturally. I just feel like I'm consuming a lot, even though it's good quality food, I'm consuming a lot in a short period of time, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm interested to see how that's going to evolve as the weeks go on. So that is it. I believe that is all of the activities. It's been an interesting week. I'm looking forward to seeing the week ahead. As I said, next weekend I do have a big event. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to have to figure it out, but I genuinely don't know how. I'm getting flashbacks of listening to Andy Frisella's podcast months ago and him talking about like how he would come home and it'd be like midnight and he'd be outside on his stationary bike in the front yard doing his outdoor workout or something like along those lines, or his wife or whoever it was. It's hard with two small kids, and you know, I don't know, we'll see, but like I'm determined to get it done one way or the other. I just have to be like really conscientious with my planning and see. I need to like really figure out like what the times are, like what time do I need to be there first thing in the morning, what time do like can I leave, like what's the earliest that I can leave in the evenings, and just get really clear on that so I can just like bust out the workouts, which is what I'm most nervous about. But that is it. Week 1 is done. It's been relatively easy. It's all about planning and preparation and being organized and just trying to get as much done early in the day as possible. I've been really like conscious of not fitting my life around the challenge, but fitting the challenge around my life. So originally I was like, oh, I'll just get up really early and stuff, and I was like, that's just not going to happen realistically. Like I'm co-sleeping, I'm breastfeeding, I'm doing all the things, like I'm not waking up any earlier than I need to. So all of the activities, just they have to fit with what's already going on, and I just have to make it work one way or the other. And honestly, the girls have been going out for walks with me in the buggy every single day for the last week, and it's good for them. I'm sure that they're enjoying it. Like I hadn't really been doing it in a while, so I think it's a good thing for everyone all around. My husband came out for a couple of walks, so he's getting a few steps in. We're getting to chat, so always love our walks and talks, so it's a net positive all in. But I'm really looking forward to the weeks ahead and seeing what goes on and what changes and what happens, and I am nervous about it, but after this week I'm not as nervous as I was beginning the challenge. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this week, and I will be posting more videos like this very soon. Bye.